EBS volume by default. For example, it is 30 GB, let's say. If your memory is full, 30 GB is done, you need to store some data. How you can store? Definitely, you will never going to allocate one more EBS volume, right? So if the data is limited for something, and if you want to increase the capacity, you are going to use EBS volume. Full form of EBS is elastic block storage. Okay, so let's go for the thing now. EBS. So when we talk about block storage, how many types of block storage we have, guys? How many types? 3 types. So let me share that. Where it is here? What it is? Not that one. You are talking about storage type in EBS. I am asking total block storage types. Is EBS done for you? Not yet. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you. When you come to the block storage, there are totally 2 types of block storage types. How many types? One is your EBS. Second one is your instance store bucket EC2. Okay. First of all, let's discuss with first one first. What is your EBS volume? It is a root volume. Okay. It is a root volume. The meaning of root volume is, if you are running your EC2 instance, that means you are having your OS, right? The meaning of root volume means if you are running your storage, which is running on the same OS. That means my OS is running on the same storage. That is what you call as your root volume. It is a root volume in which OS will be run. Okay. It is also called as, it might be your root volume or boot volume or EBS volume. All the meanings are same. So if it is running on your locally and your OS is completely depending upon that volume, it is going to be a EBS volume. So coming to the block storage types, I am talking about block storage, not EBS. I am talking about block storage only. How many types you are having, guys? One is your EBS. Second one is your. So let's understand about EBS one. EBS is a kind of persistence volume. It is a kind of. So the meaning of persistence means if you stop or reboot the instance, data will not be lost. Have you ever seen if you stop or restart, data will be lost for us? We have, right? Next, it will be deleted when you terminate the instance only. And then EBS is virtually attached, not physically attached to your instance. If you see, EBS is always going to be your virtual attachment. Okay. For example, if you want to add some storage to your laptop, it is a physical attachment or virtual attachment? Physical attachment. And EBS is virtual attachment. Okay. So network attached is fast than, like it completely network attached. It is faster than EBS because it is directly connected. So that means here you are having 2 things. One is your virtual, second one is your network. Let me tell you. For example, this is your EC2 instance, let's say. If it is your EBS volume is not going to connect to directly. It is connected in the form of virtually. Okay. But for example, for the same EC2 instance, I added a block device type that is directly connected. Let me draw here. This EBS, like this storage type is directly connected. Wait a second. So this is directly connected. This is your EBS volume actually. What it is? This is your normal storage type, whatever it can be, normal one. But when you work with this both, the thing which is directly connected is going to give you the fast output because EBS in the form of virtual. So that means EBS will not give the faster output. But the same thing we connected with some physical device is going to give the faster output. Clear for you? Okay. Next thing. Second thing is your instance bucket EC2 store. Okay. So the first thing is it is virtual hard drive. On host, it is allocated to EC2 instance. The main disadvantage is it is only limited for 10 GB. And as well, it is limited to some instance only. You are not going to give it to all instances. It is limited for only some instances. And it is non-persistence. Persistence means if you stop or reboot, the data will be lost. Non-persistence means only if you reboot, then only data will be lost. Okay. So not if you only rebooted, data will not lost. But if you restart or like this one, stop or terminate the instance, data will be completely gone. So that is the difference between persistence and non-persistence. So what kind of storage is EBS, guys? Persistence. And instance stored back EC2 instance is non-persistence. So let's talk about EC2, EBS first of all. Okay. It is a raw, unformatted external block storage that you can attach to EC2 instance. So that means you can attach any kind of information with the help of EBS to EC2. Okay. EBS attached to EC2 through AWS network like virtual network. Remember, if you are working on VPC kind, both EC2 instance and EBS volume need to be same region, same availability zone, and same VPC as well. If you are working on networking part. Okay, but by default, we are going to use default one for our practice. But on real time, your EC2 and EBS must match the same region and same network as well as same availability zone as well. Next, multiple EBS volume can be attached to single instance. So that means if I have a single EC2 instance, I can attach multiple instances. Multiple EBS volumes. You can attach multiple to EC2 instance, but you are only allowed to attach single EBS volume at a single time. You can attach 100 EBS volumes, but a single time, how many you can attach max? One EBS volume only. EBS volume and instance must be in same availability zone. The data in EBS volume will be replicated to multiple copies. So if you are having your EBS volume, the data will be replicated to multiple zones. So that means if you lost your data in EBS volume, then you will have your replica or not. Another region or same region also you can keep the copy. Okay. By using like S3, you can upload to it directly. So this is how you can do it to your EBS volume. Is it clear what is EBS volume and why we are going to use? So coming to types now, EBS volume is going to have a lot of types. Okay. One is your general purpose, provision IOPS, magnetic. Okay. Let's talk about this one. Okay. So EBS volume is majorly categorized into two types only. How many types? Third type is EBS magnetic. We are not going to use it anywhere. Okay. So how many types EBS volume is categorized into? One is your solid state drive. Second one is your SSD and HDD. You know it, right? Recently on mobile phones also we are using SSD anywhere. Laptop also. So again on solid state drive, we are again going into two types. One is your general purpose. Second one is your provisioned IOPS. Okay. IOPS means input output per second. I will tell this clearly. So first of all, we will discuss about this one. Okay. So volume type is general purpose, and as well second one is your provisioned IOPS. And coming to the HDD, how many types you are having again? Two types only. One is your throughput optimizer. Second one is your cold HDD, and last one is magnetic. You can forget about this one because real time nowadays no one is going to use magnetic. Okay. So we need to mainly focus on SSD and HDD. SSD again classified into one is your general purpose, second one is your, and HDD is classified into one is throughput, second one is cold HDD. Okay. So here you are going to see the API names. Okay. What you are going to see? So API name for general purpose is GP2. API name for provisioned IOPS is IO1. And for throughput HDD, cold HDD, and for EBS magnetic is standard. Okay. So these are the API names, and descriptions are why we are going to use this kind of block storage. Here solid state have couple of things, hard disk have couple of things. But why we need to use general purpose, why we need to use provision means there we are going to have some specifications. Okay. Use case and description. Balance price and performance. If you want to balance your performance as well as your workload, you can use the SSD. And the main use case of this SSD is if you want to manage the workloads, you can use SSD. But again, IO1 highest SSD. If you want your performance very high on SSD, if you want to perform very high for mission critical low latency or high throughput, if you want to give high throughput or else if you want to perform very high, then you are going to give provisioned IOPS, or where we are going to use this provisioned IOPS. This is we are going to use on database. Like AWS service we are going to describe, right? So on database part, we are going to use it entirely. Okay. So it will give the fast read and write operation for you. Next. Third one is your throughput HDD. The description is it is very low cost, guys. First of all, we can use it. Okay. It is very low cost and designed for frequently accessed throughput intensive workload. So that means if you want to access an object, you want to do it freely. Frequently. Again, you want to do it with low cost. At that time, we are going to use HDD throughput only. Okay. And where we are going to use this, if you know data warehouses, as well as big data and log processing, all these are the use cases for the throughput optimized HDD. And lastly, cold HDD. It is very, very less cost compared to all of this. First of all, and it is used when you don't have work very much. If you want to access like once in a month, that means frequency is very low. At that time, you are going to use cold HDD. For file storage, we can use a cold HDD. Okay. And for EBS magnet is archival storage. Okay. And the volume size for general purpose, you can get 1 GB to 16 terabytes. Minimum is 1 GB. Maximum is for SSD 4 GB to 16 GB. Remember, the minimum for SSD is 1 GB. Maximum is 16 GB. But hard disk minimum is 1 GB and like 500 GB minimum is maximum is 15 TB only. See, and same EBS volume. HDD and EBS volume follow the same thing. 500 to 15 TB and again 500 to 15 TB. So maximum IOPS. IOPS means input output per second. What is the meaning of IOPS? So for general purpose, you can get 1600. For provision, you will get. So if you want to get more input output per second, what you are going to use? Provisioned IOPS, because it is having 64,000. It is biggest of all compared to. And for throughput and cold, throughput is 500 IOPS per second, cold is 250, and EBS magnetic is very less, 40 to 200 in the meanwhile. And remember, you not to remember all of these things. Okay, because everyone is not going to remember all of the things, but if you have an idea, it will be helpful for you. So that's the reason I'm explaining all of these things. Okay. But on interview, if you want to tell about this, just remember SSD is classified into 2 types. HDD is classified into, and remember the volume size and IOPS. That's enough. Okay. Next. So let's go for now. I have written here, right? What is the meaning of throughput? How speed the data is transferred in MB per second. And what is the meaning of IOPS? How speed the data is read and write. Transferring is throughput. Read and writing is IOPS. That's the only difference. Clear for you? Okay. So let's discuss something about snapshots, because snapshots is going to be the important concept on your volume part. Do you know screenshot? Screenshot. Okay. The same concept here, snapshot as well. For example, if you open like, let me open this one. Actually, this is my content, right? I need to store it. What I can do, instead of typing manually, what I can do it, I can take the screenshot, right? If I take the screenshot, yeah. If I want to take only particular, I need to use this one, right? So if I want to store up to here, so what you are going to do, you can take the screenshot like this. So that means, have you got the data or not? Same concept is snapshot as well. Same concept, nothing more difference. For example, on your EC2 instance, you have created 10 files. You want to store the 10 files. Actually, that is stored on your instance level. But if you want to store on your AWS console, you are going to create a snapshot. What you are going to create? Snapshot. See, EBS snapshots are point in time images or copy of your EBS volume. So that means it is completely copy of your EBS volume. So that means what data you have written on EBS volume is going to store on your snapshot. Any data written to that volume after snapshot is processed, is initiated, it will not include for the, that means like, let me tell you clearly. It is your EBS volume. Through EBS volume, what you can create? Snapshot. Morning 9 a.m. I have taken the snapshot. Like I have started just now taking. It will take some time. But on 9/1, I have created a file. What I have created? Then this file is not going to include on this snapshot. Okay? Because you have already initiated the snapshot process. Then again, if you try to create files, it is not going to include on your snapshot. That's it. But if you want to take it, you can make it on incremental volumes. I will tell you what is incremental volume. Okay. So maximum we can create how many EBS volume, guys? And maximum snapshots are 10,000. So you can create 5,000 EBS volume and 10,000. But if you want to increase on enterprise edition, you can increase. Okay. Snapshot can be stored on S3. Where it is going to store, guys? But it is not our S3. It is AWS S3. Okay. See, snapshot can be stored on S3, but not ours. Can be accessible through only EC2 APIs. Okay. Snapshots are region specific, not only. So that means it is region specific as well as availability specific also. For example, I have an instance running on 1A. The EBS volume need to be on 1A only. If my instance is running on Northern Virginia, EBS volume must need to be Northern Virginia. But again, if you want to copy, you can copy. But the default is it must be presenting on same region. Okay. Next, to migrate EBS volume from one region to another region, we can create a snapshot. So that means you are running your EC2 instance on Northern Virginia. But the data on EBS volume, you need to copy to Mumbai. So volume is converted to snapshot. Snapshot we can export to multiple regions. Okay. Next, you create a snapshot to an EBS volume of same or larger size than the original volume from which snapshot will be initially created. So that means if you want to create a volume from snapshot, like first you are going to create volume to snapshot. And again, if you want to create a volume from the snapshot, my first default volume is 8 GB. I can give 8 GB or 9 GB, but I cannot give 7 GB. Okay, I will show you practically this one. You can take a snapshot of non-root volume, which will the volume is running on EC2 instance. So that means you are having two things. One is your root volume, second one is your non-root volume. Here, like I am taking snapshot version. Root volume and non-root volume. Root volume is it is attached to your instance. Non-root volume means you have created one. Okay, you can create EBS volume separately as well. That is called as your non-root volume. If the volume is attached to EC2 instance, that is called as your root volume. Perfect. You can take a snapshot from non-root volume while the volume is running in EC2 instance. This means you can still access it while snapshot is being processed. However, the snapshot will be included. The data is already written on your volume. Okay. So snapshot is the thing that you are going to create from the volume. While you are creating the snapshot from the volume, if I able to include some files on the volume, is it coming to the snapshot? How it can come? Default volume I am creating snapshot from it. While creating snapshot, I have created some more files. Is the same files going to presenting on snapshot? No. Yes, because it is already processing. But if you want to create, there is a concept called incremental volume. I'll tell what is incremental volume means. A snapshot will be created immediately, but will be pending until full snapshot is complete. So that means while you are creating snapshot, right, it is not fully up and running once you create it. It will take some time to process. Once it is available only, then you are going to use the snapshot. While snapshot is on pending status, you can access non-root volume. Okay. But input output might be slower because of snapshot activity. So that means while snapshot is on pending status also, you can access EBS volume, but the input output operation is going to be slow than expected. To take the complete snapshot of non-root EBS volume, stop or unmount the volume. Okay. Root volume we can directly take, but if you want to take the non-root volume, you need to stop or unmount the volume. Next, to create a snapshot of root EBS volume, you must stop your. For non-root volume, you need to stop or unmount the volume, but for root volume, you must stop the instance. That's the only difference. Okay. So let's talk about incremental volume. It is just basically very easy concept. I will explain shortly. On EBS, you are going to store the data in the form of blocks. You are going to store the data in the form of, for example, you have 3 blocks. On 3 blocks, you are having 10 files. How many files? Totally 30 files. If you take the snapshots, all the blocks will be coming to it. But the thing is, after some time, you only created 5 files on the only block C. How many files you have created? 5 files. Already 10 files is on snapshot 1, right? Again, how many files you want to create snapshot? 5 files. At that time, you can create only snapshot for this 5 files. This is what you call as your incremental volume. Because if I try to take again the same snapshot, A block, B block, C block will come, right? If this block will come, it is definitely waste of my storage, right? I don't want that because all the 30 files are on snapshot 1. The difference is how many files? 5 files. So 5 files I am going to make it on another snapshot. Clear for you? That's it. And again, while you are taking snapshot, right, you need to remember this point. You are on EBS volume, you are having totally 8 blocks. How many blocks you are having? For example, if 4 blocks is consisting of data and 4 blocks is not consisting of data, if you take a snapshot, only 4 blocks will be included because all these 4 are going to be blank, right? If you take the blank backup, it is going to waste of your memory. So that's the reason it is going to take your consumed volume blocks. That's it. Okay. So this is the theory part actually. And next, you have EBS encryption technique. What is the meaning of encryption? Meaning of EBS encryption is, for example, your EBS volume consisting of data. You want to protect that data. User is not able to see the data. How you can do encryption? Okay. Encryption is applicable to all the instance family types. So that means you can select your any of the instance type as well as any of the volume types, EBS volume types. Okay. It is applicable to all the instance type. Next. Snapshot of encrypted volumes are also encrypted. So that means if you create a snapshot from encrypted block storage, again, if you create the same volume from the snapshot, it is going to be encrypted. Okay. While creating EBS volume from encrypted snapshot, it will result encryption volume. Okay. Like this one. This is the volume actually. Its volume is encrypted. Snapshot is also from encryption snapshot. If you create again volume, the volume will be. Is the process clear for you? That's it. Next. When data is moving from EBS to EC2, for example, like you have attached data from EBS to EC2. If the data is moving from EBS to EC2, that is called as your data in transit. What it is? And another thing you need to remember, data in rest. Data in transit means EBS volume to moving of data to EC2 volume. Sorry, EC2 instance. But if the data is not moving, then it is called as your data in rest. What it is called as? See, data encryption in rest means encryption data will be stored on your data storage device only. Okay. It is not going to move to EC2 instance. It is going to store on your EBS volume only. Next, we can attach both encrypted and unencrypted EBS to EC2. So that means it is telling that Whether your data is encrypted, I mean, your volume is encrypted or not, you can attach both of these to your EBS volume, I mean, EC2 instance. Okay, now we have seen some of the encryption details. Sir, how many ways we can do encryption? You can use third-party EBS volumes. Not this one, you can use third-party EBS volume. Second one, encryption tools. If you see Ansible Vault, can you do encryption? You can integrate it, right? That's it. Use encryption volumes. Directly you can volume encrypt. AWS volume you can directly encrypt, and you can use third-party EBS volumes as well. And use encryption at OS level. For example, if you made encryption on the level of OS, that also a way of creating your EBS encryption volumes. Clear for you? Okay. So let's do it on practical entirely. Just now we have covered theoretical part. Is it clear for you? So now we need to go for practical part. It is very easy. It won't take much time actually. First of all, what you need to create is, you need to create. Have I said AMA concept for you? So here if you see, wait a second. I think my brother is using it. Let me go to another region. Okay, here I am having two instances. I am using this JFrog instance, okay? It is created on where, guys? Which region? Connect to it. So first of all, create your instance, any of the instance, okay? I have created here, like I am using existing one actually. Sudo space -i. If you see here, how many files you are having here? 0 files. So create some files. Touch file series of 1.10 and CRAD greater than file1. Here enter. These files are stored on JFrog instance. Okay. Save now. So how many files you are having, guys, here totally? Now I want to make all these files available to one more instance. So that means I am going to take snapshot from EBS volume. So how to do it? First of all, the process is very clear. The first thing you need to do is, you are having EBS volume, right? EBS volume you are going to take from snapshot ever you are going to convert. That's it. Same process. If you see, this is the Docker concept actually. From container to we have created, from image to we have created container. Container to image. That's it. So go for the volumes. I need to search for my volume. So let me see here. Basically, let me remove all the available. Available means it is not used actually. So let me remove all of the available volumes first. Delete volume. Click on delete now. So now you are having only two volumes, right? One is your normal and another one is JFrog, right? So this 30 GB volume is for JFrog. Okay. 30 GB volume is for JFrog. If you want to cross verify, just give the command fdisk like or else lsblk. How it is actually? So it is my EBS JFrog, right? Okay. Click on this. First of all, name this one JFrog. JFrog volume. Okay. Go to actions. Click on create snapshot. And description you can give this volume. No, this snapshot is created from JFrog. Okay. Just create snapshot. That's it. We don't need to do nothing. Okay. It is telling that successfully created snapshot from which volume? Volume 0957. Is it 09057? So go to your volumes. So sorry, snapshots. We go to snapshot. See, it is your same description, right? So it will take some time. It is still on. So let's wait for completely created. So in the meanwhile, I will try to delete this one because all these I have created previously, right? So it is going to charge me. Go to actions, delete snapshot. So all the previous one I have deleted. So how many snapshot do I have now? One. It is on which state? Pending state. So wait for 5 minutes. Snapshot is creating, right? How it is going to add? So it is taking some time to create. So wait for it. Again after. We are going to create only. Because you are never going to attach snapshot directly. You are going to attach volume only. How you can add? At that time, if you are working on real time, if you add the volume, but by default, both volumes get terminated. How you are going to back up the data? Yes, that's what I have said in the very first point. Okay. ఇంకెవరైనా లాగిన్ అయ్యారు ఇక్కడ నుంచి? Have anyone So guys, the default size that we have given 30 GB, right? So for 30 GB means it is going to long storage, right? So it is taking like more than expected time. So wait for it until completed. You can do with 8 GB as well. It's completely upon your requirement. Okay. So if you see the progress bar, how much it is completed now? 57. So we need to wait for 100%. So wait for it. Okay, let me do one thing. It is taking a lot of time, right? So let me create snapshot for another one. Let me launch an instance. Go to launch instance. So create volume instance. So I'm going to take only 8 GB for now because it is going to take a lot of time if I give 13. Launch instance. Have I got the EC2 now? Volume. So I'm going to use this one because the previous which I'm using this snapshot it is taking a lot of time for me. So let me create a new one. So connect to your instance. First of all, what you are going to do is you are going to create 10 files. Okay. What is the command to create 10 files? Touch file 1.10. With which brace we need to use? You can also connect without finishing status checks. It is fine. Who said that? Yourself. Still, if you see here, go back to here. Are you seeing status check? But still, am I able to connect this one? It will work, man. Sudo yum update. Okay, caps. If I got a chance to modify the Linux kernel, the first thing I am going to make it, it is not case sensitive. We can work anyone like. But if you do that right, you will have a lot of complication because on Docker file, the default one is D capital. If you get smaller, like it is not going to work. So you need to change a lot of things at that time. Okay, so I'm going to create a 10 files now. Touch file 1.10. So cat, oh, sorry. Let me remove all of this from here. I'm going to create it on root actually. So give the same command touch file 1.10 and cat greater than on file 1. This is created by Raham on volume instance. So it is my name. Okay. My instance name it is. So save this one. So what you need to do, you need to take the data from this volume and need to export to another one, another instance. So for that purpose, what you are going to do is, so go to the volume part. So which volume you are going to use now? So by default, if you go here, you can see this one. No, not JFrog. See this one you are going to use. It is your first one, right? So rename it volume instance. So from this, you are going to take create snapshot description. This is created from volume instance. Create snapshot. So it will take some time now. If you still see this one, go to volumes now. Snapshots. This one is done actually 100%. Yeah, if you want to export this one, you can export this one, or if you want to export the new one, it is also completely fine. Actually, JFrog snapshot is completely done, so it is available 100%. Do you want me to use JFrog or normal one? JFrog is fine for you? Okay, so let's go with JFrog, but I will suggest to go with this one because both are. You can only use single one. You cannot use multiple at a time. Okay. So anyways, like let me go with JFrog. So from snapshot, you need to create volume. So click on action, create volume from this snapshot. Click here. By default, you have given 30 GB of EBS volume for JFrog. You can give 31. You can give 34 as well, but you are not allowed to give 29. Is it taking 29? Because the volume is defaultly 30, there is a chance of increasing volume, but you cannot decrease the volume size. So you can use 30 same here as per your requirement. And the thing is, you need to select the availability zone, because if you go here, my JFrog is on which region, guys? 1A or 1B? Let's check it out. Go to instance. I think it is 1B. 1B. So you need to create this volume on. Okay. If you want to encrypt this volume, you can encrypt it, but I don't want to make it encryption. Click on create volume. So it will be again creating your volume. If you go to here, volumes, are you able to see the new volume? Available, right? It is on 1B. So that means it is our new volume that we have just now created. If you see the volume size as well, it is going to be 30 GB. So now I need to attach this volume to another volume. Another instance. How I can do it? First of all, create a new dummy instance for it. Launch instance. Name it as dummy. Just create normal instance without any specification. But the instance is also need to be on 1B. Okay. Click on edit. Go to subnet and you need to create 1B here. Because if it is on 1C, you are not able to do it. Okay. So let me connect to that instance first of all. And I can delete this volume instance, right? Because I don't want it. Okay. So to avoid confusion, I'm going to delete this one for you now. If the dummy instance is keeping on running state, I'll be connecting to dummy instance first. And after that, for dummy instance, you have your root volume, right? Default one, XVDA that is. You need to remove that volume first, and after that only we can attach the existing volume. Root volume needs to be only single one. You cannot attach multiple root volumes. Root volume is single, and after that, if you want to attach multiple, you can attach multiple. I'll show you. So is dummy running now? Connect to it. So check whether the files is presenting on dummy or not. We don't have any file, so we can remove this one now. So first of all, just sudo yum update -y. On real time also, guys, same activity you are going to do. Okay, same, whatever I'm telling is the same operation, but the thing is there you will have some specification. Okay, that's it. So go to root volume. It is your root volume. Give lsblk. What is the volume type? 8 GB, and volume name is xvda. Remember, xvda is your root volume. Okay, are you seeing any files here? So first of all, I need to detach this one. I need to detach this one. So click on dummy. First, you need to go to stop the instance initially. Have you stopped this one? Okay. So once it is on stopped state completely, it is on still stopping, let it complete. Go to your volumes and select this dummy volume and make it detach. So if you go here, you can find the name here. Are you seeing dummy here? Last one. So select the last instance. I have already selected. Click on the action. You can see detach volume. Click on it. Detach. So now the root volume you have detached from the EC2 instance. So now you need to attach one more volume, right? That is your which volume, guys? JFrog volume is initially I have created. You need to attach this volume. Click on here, actions, attach volume, select instance, which instance you want to attach. To which instance you want to attach? Sorry. To which one am I going to attach now? Dummy. So click on dummy now. That default name is going to be SDF, but it is root volume, right? So give XVDA. For first time only you are going to give XVDA, but after that, whatever name you can give it. Click on attach volume. Is the volume attached to the instance now? Go for your EC2 instance and make it start one more time. It is on stopped state. So click on start now. Oh, sorry. It is going to start. Previously, have you seen any files here on dummy instance? But now you can see all of the files. Is it running now? Connect to it. See what will happen now. What is staying? EC2 instance connect is unable to your instance. So that means again we need to wait for some time. This is the recent bug, guys, on AWS. Like previously, once it is running, it is directly connecting. But it is not doing like that. Even if it is running, we need to wait for at least 20 to 30 seconds. So refresh now. Is it done now? Sudo space -i. Have you got all the files? Give cat file 1, you will be able to see the JFrog. Have you seen the JFrog now? So this is the way how you can copy files from one instance to Clear for everyone now? That's it. Sir, if it is on 1B, I have done it on 1B. But my instance is on another region. How I can do? It is Northern Virginia, I can do it. But if it is on Mumbai or some other region, first of all, go to your snapshot. Because from snapshot only you need to create volumes, right? Click on snapshot. There is an option called copy. Copy snapshot and move it to, if you want to Mumbai, AP South 1. Copy snapshot. Now this snapshot is directly going to copy for the Mumbai. So go to Mumbai now. See whether this JFrog snapshot is creating here or not. Is it creating now? 30 GB one. If you see the description, you will get. This snapshot is created from where, guys? That means have we copied the snapshot from there to here? So from again, you are going to create volume, and this volume is going to attach to your EC2 instance on another region. Clear for you? So I have a lot of snapshot. It is going to consume my Twitter account. I am going to delete all of this now. Delete snapshots. Okay, this snapshot is currently used by AMA. Okay, so actually I have some AMS with this snapshot. So I need to delete first of all AMS. Okay, I have made this available for some other purpose. Okay, let it be. So this is the way how you can work with your volumes and snapshot, guys. Again, like I will tell you some of the concept. For example, if you want to directly attach one more volume for your instance, how you can do it? Go to your volumes. Do you have these volumes, right? This 8 GB volume. It is available, right? Copy this one. It is on which region actually? 1B. Click on action. Before going to that, I am going to give you a clarity call. LSBLK. What is the meaning of LSBLK? List of block, right? Oh, why it is working slow for me? How many block device does your EC2 instance consist as of now? As of now, how many ABS volume you are having on your instance? One, right? But if you want to attach second one, so go to here. Remove all of these tabs first for clarity. Connect to your instance first of all. In the meanwhile, I'll attach second volume. So select this one, go to actions, click on attach volume. So to which instance you are going to attach? You will have all of this. I'm going to attach for dummy. The name you can leave it is for second volume, okay? Click on attach volume. What is staying? Is all attached to the instance. So let me go with one more volume. Like I need to create, let me create a separate volume for it. The volume size I'm giving it is 15 now, 15 GB. And I'm going to create it on which region? 1B. Create a volume. Once this 15 GB volume is available, I can attach directly. Let me check it is available or not. So available. Select actions, attach volume. Select your instance running. Attach volume. Is it done now? Go to your instance and check. It is taking a lot of time to connect. So recently, on the updation of AWS, it is the worst ever that I have seen till now. Because like a year ago, the AWS console is very good. Okay. But after updation, console got changed. And all these are like connection problems. It is establishing a lot of time. I don't know why it is taking this much of time. I have seen that like recently your Jenkins also connecting slowly. On last class, I have taken evening class. It takes 35 minutes to establish the connection. Just to set up the Jenkins only. Just to connect Jenkins dashboard, it has taken 35 minutes for me. Almost all. Yeah, recently we got some bugs on there as well. We don't do anything ourselves, right? See, instance also not connecting now. So guys, in the meanwhile, like for the online people, if you are having any doubts on this concept, you can ask me. It is going to take a while to connect the instance. In the meanwhile, on today's concept, EBS volumes, do you have any doubts? Doubts? ఎందుకంటే like when you are working with the root volume, right, you cannot directly take the root volume. First of all, you need to stop that instance, then only you can able to take the root. If you want to do it without stopping, you can give forceful detach. Okay, but that is not recommended. So online guys, are you having any doubts on today's class? నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం అది సిస్టమే అట్లా అయిపోయింది. లైక్ రీసెంట్లీ జెన్కిన్స్ ఆల్సో ఇస్ నాట్ కనెక్టింగ్ ఫ్రీక్వెంట్లీ. ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు టేక్ ఎ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైం. For that purpose only, if you observe, I haven't stopped the Jenkins. Continuously from 3 days, I am running it because if I stop that instance or terminate the instance, it is going to take a lot of time for me again to create the connection. You can stop it. Stopping is like not a big issue. You can stop it. But if you terminate, it is going to take a long of time. Okay, but it's okay. So if you want to check from the console, you can check from the console. Go to volumes. If you see this volume, if you refresh here, it is in use, right? To which instance it is in use? Dummy instance. And again, this volume is also for, you can verify like this as well. Okay, that's it guys from my end today. Like today I can't take 1.5 hour class completely because like I have some throat pain. So for that purpose, I am stopping today's class here only. Okay, we will continue tomorrow. So online guys, is it fine with you?